exhibition space for our lesson with Mr Goodlad and Miss Morse.
Hello Year 6 and welcome to Penrice Academy and to your virtual transition day. I hope you're enjoying it so far and that you've had a really good chance to learn lots about Penrice and also to learn about some of the subjects that you'll continue studying when you arrive with us in September. My name is Mr Goodlad and I am the curriculum leader for Performing Arts and Technology. That means my job is to make sure that we have some really exciting things to learn in subjects like drama, in music, in food and nutrition and in technology. We're going to kickstart some of that learning today and we're going to have a chance to try out some practical things. We're going to look at some artwork, we're going to do some practical performance work, and then we're also going to try and learn and perform a song. So let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is look at a painting, and this painting is going to become our stimulus. So my first question to you is, what is a stimulus? What do we mean by the word stimulus? Try and have a think about what that word sounds like. Are there any other words that you've heard before that sound a little bit like stimulus? What is a stimulus? Now, for me, when I hear the word stimulus, I think of the word stimulant. So something like coffee, something that affects us. And that's just what a stimulus does. It's a starting point. It's something that we can use, often in drama, to help us get ideas and to develop those ideas a little bit. Often you'll find that as a drama task, you'll be asked to respond to something. So respond to that stimulus. And we're going to do that today. So I've enlisted the help of Miss Morse from Penrice, who's going to guide us through this painting so that we can start to get to grips with it.
Hello there, I'm Miss Morse. I'm one of the creative teachers at Penrice Academy, and Mr Goodlad's asked me to help him out today because he needs me to give some expert opinions on the painting, this amazing painting that I found. So it's a painting by Stanhope Forbes, who did a lot of painting down in Newlyn, down in the southwest of Cornwall, and it's called The Seine Boat. Now the Seine, that's a little bit of a red herring, I suppose, because the Seine's actually a river in Paris. But this is about a group of fishermen who are working in Newlyn. And we know that because there's lots of little clues in the background of this painting. So what I want us to just spend about a minute talking about now is how he's given us clues about who these men are, what they're doing, why they're there. I think a great thing about a painting is when it makes you ask lots of questions, and this painting definitely, it captures the attention of whoever sees it, and you start thinking, wait a minute, what are they looking at? Where are they going? Where are they? Why is he pointing? How come there's old men with the oars, so that's quite a tough job, oaring and making the boat go, and there's quite old men doing that, and then there's right in the middle there, you can see he's got skinny little legs, there's quite a young boy, so how come he's on a boat with old men? So what are they doing? Well, we have got a few clues. We've got, we know it's not that recent because it is a really old rowing boat, so there's no petrol engine or diesel engine. It's not one of the big trawlers that you see out in the harbours nowadays. They've got hats on, so we think, oh, okay, well, maybe time of year. It's quite sunny. We've got a few clouds in the sky, so we're thinking there's a blue sky, blue sea, as the sea reflects the sky. So we think, oh, it might be summertime. And then we think, oh, wait a minute, as your eye travels around it a little bit further, they're all staring at the same thing. They're all staring out onto the right-hand side of the painting. And what are they looking at? Well, what's that boy sitting on? He's sitting on a big old pile of nets, so fishermen nets that they would throw into the sea, and then they'd pull them up once they got a big old a big old shoal of mackerel. That's probably what they're out there looking for. So the guy who's standing up and he's pointing, he's looking out and he's pointing with his hand on his hip. He thinks he can see a big old shoal of fish, so he'd see the surface of the water starting to shimmer. And they're all looking like, oh, can we see it as well? The guy at the front is starting to steer towards it. And what Stanhope Forbes is doing is really clever. What he's trying to do is he makes the eye look around, the whole way around the painting. So if we start in the bottom right hand corner where that big wooden strip is that the man is holding. Your eye travels up there, it moves across all of the men, and you follow that man's finger then when he starts pointing over in that direction, and then you start thinking, oh, what are they looking at? So it's kind of a curve that goes around the painting, and the land in the background also helps to emphasize that curve. So it's just a very clever little trick where the artist is trying to make you think, trying to make you engage with these people, engage with what they're up to and what they're doing.
So, it's time for us to do some drama. Hopefully, you've decided what you think it is that the characters in The Same Boat are all looking at. We now need to get ourselves stood up just behind our chairs, so we've got a little bit of space to ourselves, and we're going to do some performance work. I want you to imagine that you are somebody back on shore, and one of these characters that we can see in the painting is going to come to you and they're going to tell you what they saw. I want you to then create a still image as if you are that person hearing the news. A still image is a bit like a photograph, it's a frozen picture. So we are creating a frozen picture of what we can see, showing how that character feels. So perhaps they come home and they tell you something really scary, and you're going to respond in a frightened way, and you're going to create a frozen picture showing that emotion to us. Or perhaps your character is really shocked, so you show that to us in the way that you're using your body language and your facial expressions and your gestures. So have a go at trying to create a still image showing to us what that character is thinking. So next up, we're going to try a drama technique called thought tracking. Now for this, you will either need a printout of a speech bubble, or you can just draw a speech bubble onto a piece of paper. We're going to be thinking about what a character is thinking. Now sometimes what we think is different to what a character says out loud, and thought tracking is a really good way of getting to know how a character is thinking. Often in a performance, a character will use a thought track to share with the audience what they are thinking so that we as an audience have a really good understanding of what's going on. I want you to imagine that you are that same character, so someone's just come to tell you what they could see when they were on the same boat, and you are either shocked, surprised, excited, happy, whatever emotion you decided to show in your still image. This thought track is all about sharing what the character is really thinking. So they might show that they're surprised on their face, but it might be that they're thinking something very different. Or you could have the thought track backing up what is on their face. So if the character was really excited about what they heard, they might share that excitement in what they're thinking as well. It's up to you to decide. On your speech bubble, you need to write down what your character is thinking in the first person. So I, how I feel, what I think. You're then going to create your still image again, and you can hold your speech bubble up next to you so it looks like it's what your character is thinking and what they're saying out loud. We want to get a really good understanding of how these characters feel when we're creating them. So this thought track can be a really good chance to show some insight into these characters. Remember, you can either match the emotion that you showed when they came to tell you what they could see. You're shocked, you're happy, excited and so on. Or you can show a different emotion so you've got a nice contrast. It's up to you. So you could take some photographs showing your still image and your thought track together. You could then look at these photographs together, look at everyone's photographs of their work and talk about how they've clearly shown those characters. This would be a great way for you to make sure you really understand what's going on in that painting. Now, we know that from this image they are working at sea, and we want to try and think of some creative opportunities for us to connect the creative skills with the image. So we're going to look at some music now, and we're going to try and think about a sea shanty. So a sea shanty is a type of work song. A work song is something that historically is a type of song that is connected to a specific sort of work. So sailors used to sing sea shanties while they were performing shipyard labour. It was about getting people working together and showing that community spirit in their labour. So to help us with this sea shanty, I've enlisted the help of Mr Brodey, one of our music teachers, and he's going to guide us through how we're going to perform a sea shanty called Blow the Man Down.
Hello, my name's Mr Brodey and I'm one of the music teachers at Penrice Academy. Today we're going to look at Blow the Man Down, which is a sea shanty. So let's get straight on. I think the best way for you to learn a song is to hear it. So I'm going to sing it to you now. You'll notice when I sing it, I'm putting on sort of a voice, making myself sound like a sailor or a pirate, because these are the kind of people that would have traditionally sung sea shanties. So let's get on with it. You should have the lyrics, the words, so follow them as I'm singing and see if you can join in by the end. Here we go. Come all ye young fellows that follow the sea, way hey, blow the man down. Now please pay attention and listen to me. Give me some time to blow the man down. When a trim black bull liner's preparing for sea, way hey, blow the man down. You'll split your sides laughing, such sights you would see. Give me some time to blow the man down. When a big black bull liner's leaving her dock, way hey, blow the man down. The boys and the girls on the pierhead do flock. Give me some time to blow the man down. Now when a big liner she's clear of the land, way hey, blow the man down. Our boatswain he roars out the word of command. Give me some time to blow the man down. Give me some time to blow the man down. So if you want to listen back to that, you can, to get the melody, the tune, a bit easier. Maybe if you listen to it 3 or 4 times and try to sing along by the end, then that's great. Okay, so now it's time for you to try and do a bit on your own without me. So I want you to sing the response, which is the way hey, blow the man down bit, all on your own. I also want you to join in with give me some time to blow the man down, but I'll sing that too. Now it's up to you whether you sing the other parts as well, but it's just you for way hey, blow the man down. Let's see how we get on. Come all ye young fellows that follow the sea, now please pay attention and listen to me. Give me some time to blow the man down. When a trim black bull liner's preparing for sea, you'll split your sides laughing, such sights you would see. Give me some time to blow the man down. When a big black bull liner's leaving her dock, the boys and the girls on the pierhead do flock. Give me some time to blow the man down. Now when the big liner she's clear of the land, our boatswain he roars out the word of command. Give me some time to blow the man down. Great, so now all that's left for you to do is sing this on your own without me. I'm going to sing the beginning bit of each verse just so you know when to come in, because you come in just before the chord, just before the first beat. So it's a bit tricky. So I'm going to sing the first bit to bring you in, but then you just sing the rest of the verse without me. See if you can give it a go. You can always rewind and try it again if it doesn't work out the first time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come all ye young fellows. trim. When a big now when the Great job, well done. So hopefully you've managed to try that without me singing and just you. If you want to go back and listen to it again and give it another go, maybe this time include some people you live with, brothers or sisters, parents, carers, whoever, include them. That would be great. Well done, and look forward to seeing you soon.
So, Year 6, we have reached the end of our creative transition lesson. Mr Brodey, Miss Morse and I have absolutely loved preparing this lesson for you, and we are so excited to welcome you to Penrice in September. Hopefully, you've got to grips with some of the creative things that you might be doing when you join us. We've had a chance to look at some art by analysing that painting, The Same Boat by Stanhope Forbes. We've had a chance to try out some drama using some of our practical performance skills, and then you've performed a sea shanty, Blow the Man Down. You've got a chance now to try out some final options for some practical performance work, and your teacher has got some suggestions of some of those things that you can do. I would love to see some of the things that you get up to, so do take some photos, write some records of what you've been doing and share those with me, and then we can talk about them when we see you in September. For now, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.